then. Let the ritual begin. And now, the objective is complete. That is all. Such is what Professor Anaxa always says after preparing for an alchemical ritual. Pollux, I shall lift you from the river of souls and reforge your soul. Perhaps you will be disturbed, but if even the slightest trace of your soul remains, the soul that once ferried me to this side of the shore, then please, look at me. Lady Almanette.
Did she recognize you? Oh, she must be the first soul we can—
I'm afraid she is just another spirit trapped here, like the rest of them. Please, go on. I'm listening.
Yes. You're just as smart as I imagined, but... never mind. Now's not the time.
There's no need to worry, Elder. Take a look around you. You're already at the resting place of the dead.
The world of the dead. But how?
I understand that you chose to remain silent about the story to protect Castorus, the girl who coexists with death. But you no longer need to hide that story. I can assure you—
Oh, well... Styxia. The pearl of the ocean. Plagued by unwarranted calamity and ravaged by death in the fairy tale. From where you stand now,
Indeed. I cannot imagine that those from the era Chrysia, blessed with eternal light—
I have pondered the same question, child.
Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. But I still can't take that as the final answer. What a world without—
I take it the one who spoke this line. I, however, did find some inspiration.
Please enlighten me, Lady Almanette. Though I have already made up my mind on how your words might truly guide me toward the path forward.
You and I are neither warriors nor generals. Therefore, journeys and epics cannot truly resonate with us. But what if I reframe it like this? What if love is not a trait bestowed upon—
Love?
No one ever invented the word cherish in the era when life was eternal. For all the good things in the world can be revisited, the so-called era Chrysia was an age devoid of both virtue and sin. People did not truly live. They simply existed. Perhaps the people of Styxia chose to embrace death, not out of fascination, but instead became fixated and obsessed with the impulses and desires tied to a finite existence.
Therefore, death is not a thing of fear.
That's right, Castorus. It is the reason. If you truly intend to deprive the world—
I understand, Lady Almanette. Our limited lifespan shapes all that we know and love. Not even the Death Dynastia's love was the chrysalis of gold's first blessing. But it most likely wasn't understood by mankind. If the world was bereft of death, then the Queen of Styxia wouldn't have played midwife in delivering me into this world. You wouldn't have welcomed me into Idonia, and Aglaya would never have invited me to join and I would never have lived, let alone found happiness. Thank you, Mother. await the final miracle. My teacher, Anaxagoras, grant me the wisdom of all things. I call upon thee, the stripped dead dragon's corpse. Rises from the earth, falls from the sky. As above, so below. This is the greatest power of all powers. Unstoppable in this world. The great work that commands all death. I shall grant you embrace.
Underestimating us will cost you! Huge news!
There's no more need to weep in grief. I will grant you peace. Yes, it's me. I'm back. Please cherish this time. Return to dust. Be careful. They may be moving by instinct, but there is fury welling up within them. May death protect us! Turn back to the Nether Realm. Oh, death. Sleep in peace. I'm sorry I have to wake you up from ancient death. And I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid. Do you remember me? I'm the girl you once carried across the Sea of Souls. I'm sorry I wasn't able to remember you, but with the help of many people, I'm back, Pollux. I know this might not be what you wanted. But I have to do this. So please, cross the Sea of Souls again and return me to the Netherrealm, just like you did in the past. Please take me to where the core flame of death rests. I'll be going now. They may look scary, but as long
What's wrong?
Are you...
What's wrong with her?
Her time is almost up. If I don't go now,
What? Oh no. Is there anything we can...
don't worry. I promised I would ask Thanatos for the Trailblazers' right to roam the Earth again. Mem, stay here and keep a close watch until I return, all right?
All right. I'm the best at taking care of others. Go on, Cass. Make sure not to leave yourself with any regrets. That's not funny.
It's a deal then. Please. Wait for me.
After all, you still ended up back here.
So the legends were true.
Yes. Just like the flower fields we tended to.
Is that you, Plixia?
Do you?
I don't have the memories from that time, but I've seen...
I see. Call me Thanatos, then. It'll be easier. However, since you recognize the name...
Yes. I'm here to reform...
You know, my sister was a sympathetic, but rather sensitive person. Whenever she didn't want to say what was on her mind, she would avoid eye contact and look off into the distance. Just like what you are doing now.
Can you tell me about the last Era Nova? What did you do, Plixia?
A long, long time ago, there were a pair of like-minded twins, but fate was cruel. The price of attaining divinity was to take the life of a family member with our own hands.
That trial was indeed recorded in that memory.
Then you should already know that my sister voluntarily gave up her own life, so that I could ascend as the demigod of death. But I couldn't accept that. Why did we have to kill each other for a future she'd never see herself? That's not fair. So, While weaving the laws of the new world, I shattered the forbidden bottom line for life. I reshaped my sister's soul and took the form of the great dragon Pollux to carry her up the River of Souls and back into the mortal realm. But our fates were already decided and manifested in unexpected ways in response to my futile action. Aging is an unbreakable law of nature laid upon humankind, created at the same time as death. If the Reaper raises their left hand, the soul is granted death and allowed to enter the Netherrealm to await reincarnation. If they raise their right hand, the soul is rejected by the Netherrealm and returned to the mortal realm to continue walking the earth.
That's why the Hand of Shadow can only lay down judgment and not embrace another being.
Yes. Death was originally a pair of hands, but they were split in twain when we reached the mortal realm, never to touch each other ever again. The half of Thanatos that represents life, the undying human who grants death, that was the curse I forced upon you.
Then, what about you?
As the half of Thanatos representing death, I shoulder the fate of defying death. From then on, my Titan also no longer existed in this world. The cycle of life and death stopped. What irony. My selfish desire to save your life gave you and the world a fate far worse than death instead. Then, what was left of my reason was left behind in the Netherrealm, where I've been taking care of these flowers day after day, until there is now a sea of them, all while mulling over the subject of life, death, parting, and enduring an endless loneliness.
Fate is absurd indeed. Our lives were a mirrored image of one another, like a pair of hands. Even so, we arrived at the same destination. We walked different paths, yet experienced the same pain.
I had hoped that maybe you would at least have a good life, and I'm sorry.
I lived my life well. It didn't go to waste. As far as I'm concerned, you did nothing wrong.
Even though I forced the authority of granting death to humanity upon you, a total stranger.
Too many responsibilities were forced upon me in the course of this long journey. I was once lost, but I realized recently that if it weren't for your blessing, I wouldn't have understood the source. I wouldn't have made it here to reunite with my missing half. And we wouldn't be discussing wouldn't have understood the meaning of our existence.
The meaning of our
This sea of flowers blooms on dead land, because we sowed it with the seeds of our separation and watered it with our tears of loneliness. Yes, the only thing death is allowed to create are flowers that bloom from blood and tears. That's why Thanatos cannot create living beings at will. Nor can the Hand of Shadow determine a person's remaining days, because the life and death of mortals should never be dictated by another's will.
Are you saying there's no point in Thanatos' existence?
No. No single being can bear the scales of life and death on their own. Not even a god. Life and death weigh equally heavy.
You, too, must have had a difficult life. We've taken quite the ridiculous journey together, haven't we? I had a feeling, even back then, that we would meet again one day. Not to embrace one another after a long separation, but to come in search of retribution. Tell me the answer that's already been written, and let us draw this seemingly endless. It's been far too long. I've waited here for centuries. Well, I always hoped I would see you among them. But I was also afraid of seeing you. I didn't know how, but...
I know. But don't you see, Polixia? I made it back anyway. You don't have to shoulder death's authority on your own anymore. So, let's give our core flame to her, and have her take it back to the mortal realm. Give you our responsibility as Thanatos was never about picking out favorite soul. Let's tend the field together, and create a war. What do you think?
Yes, just you shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains. As foretold by the prophecy, Thanatos' authority is only destined for only one person to wield. As the Chrysos heir of death, as their demigod, as a titan, our fated moment has arrived once again.
Just like before.
Yes, just like before, but unlike that time, the one...
You've made up your mind?
Yes, as dictated by fate. Complete your trial in this life. Grant me the embrace of death, and light the spark of life ablaze. You've been tempered by life and death. I know you'll be able to give this wasteland its first breath of life, like a raven butterfly, flying swiftly into the netherrealm, perching on the twig of death.
I will. After this, I will remain permanently in the Netherrealm. The River of Souls shall return here and rain down from the sky, scattering souls across the earth. The cycle of life and death will flow once again. The sea of flowers you sowed shall bear countless joyous or sorrowful
Thank you. Just one last thing. Can you grant me one wish?
Of course. What is it?
Please, don't forget me.
I promise you, when we meet in the next world, even if I have endured another reincarnation, even if we do not know each other's names, I will still hold you tightly in my arms. Just like what I did when we were born.
Casterus, you're as beautiful as a fleeting butterfly.
I will bring rest to death. And from now on, stagnant life will once again flow.
Time flies. In the blink of an eye, when this farce is over, your soul will be placed on the scales of life.
No need to ask so many times. Of course I am.
Then why do you drag your feet? Is your fear of
I simply find them too noisy. Paying attention to...
Such harsh words.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh. I didn't know.
I know myself better than you think I do. At the very least, better than a
And they say men who... Well, that is exactly...
Should I thank you for the call?
The hour of the trial has come.
I suppose there is no point in putting this off any longer.
You were saying that Amphoreus is his...
Indeed. The demigods that bear the core flames eventually become the new titans at the world's end. Remember what happened on the Holy Mountain? Calypso, Naias. As their destined ends approached, one by one, unfortunately, while their journey is consistent with ours, you and Calypso, as well as Nikador and Naias, act as for all the pains I took to reach this point. I had already lost hope of ever obtaining definitive. That is, until I met a girl named Polixia and her sister. If Castorus was truly sent from the past to the present for the Titan's self-serving reasons, then having lived through 2 cycles, and with Styxia as the pivot, she will know if the Twins of Death can bridge 2 cycles to reunite at the shores of the Sea of Souls, then my hypothesis will no longer...
Well, that is all well and good, but how can you be so sure?
It matters not. The most important quality a scholar must possess is... Besides, I, an Exagoras, am destined to overturn this farcical world. Come, let us go and teach those Fine. So they are leaving the final debate.
Let those Chrysos heirs who started this let them hear the voices of the people!
As always, that woman knows how to...
Professor Anaxa.
Everyone must cast their vote, or this assembly...
Prof, do you truly think it's wise?
Akama has stood strong under this system for 1,000 years. It stands to reason that there is... But that is not what you're asking, is it? What you really want to know is...
Nothing ever escapes you.
I didn't spend all those years teaching you for nothing. Most people only take 4...
To tell the truth, I feel like I'm on my way to an execution chamber instead of a podium. So...
No, I don't.
I thought so.
Because that question is not yours to ask in the first place. Is Aglaya entrusting the world to you the right decision? Don't make me laugh. That is a question that woman must answer herself. Listen up. I'll say this only once. Flip your perspective around and ask yourself this instead. What should I do to ensure that the world doesn't stray from the correct path? You still have time, so give it some thought. Oh, and don't bother telling me the answer. Tell it to those begging for salvation from the gods.
Got it. Thank you, Professor Anaxa.
That's Anaxagoras to you.
Who?
That'll depend on how well you perform.
Elders and citizens, silence, if you please. As the Theoros, I present to you Finan of Ides Elysiae, virtuous citizen of Akama.
Much obliged, Lord Lycus.
I remember him. He's the penniless lad working for Aglaya.
Where's Lady Goldweaver? Why is she sending this guy to give the last speech? Is this...
Can this dude really face down?
By Kefali above. Dear citizens of Akama, as you look upon me, so too do I see you. I see your fear and misgivings, your apprehension about the discord between the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders. And your uneasiness about the future of the Holy City. Yet, before you contemplate something as grand as the fate of the world, I ask...
What?
Aedes Elysiae, my beloved hometown, is a village forgotten by time. It is a place with the most invigorating breeze and wheat fields that spread all the way to the sea. How I wish I could invite all of you to that paradise, far from the noise and chatter of the world. Alas, I can't, because she, and all that she nurtured, all that I loved, they have long been devoured by the black tide. My beloved home is no more. I will never forget the day the black tide struck. My father, Hieronymus, fought with a broken sword to his last breath to protect his child. My mother, Aldada, she was ripped apart by monsters. Also, I might live to stand before you here and now. Galba, he was a hunter. But in the end, those arms that once drew a bow instead embraced Piso, his beloved son, as they both breathed their last. Pythias, the teacher, risked her life to save her students, but a burning beam fell on her, crushing her. And what of Livia, her daughter? Did she make it out alive? No, she didn't. Livia, Piso, and so many other children, they kept saying the same thing over and over. Even up until the final moment, I finally steeled my heart and granted them eternal peace with my sword. Why, Finan? Aren't we the best of friends? That is the black tide. A looming threat that can bring Akuma to its knees any time. Kindness may have promised that with the 3 Titans of Calamity Con, Akuma will return to an era Chrysia once more. But much as it pains me, I must disappoint you. While the demigod of strife has done everything in his power to hold them back, they are still coming. By now, the name of that black-robed swordmaster, the Flame Reaper, has likely echoed throughout the city already. The roaring thunder is a message from the strife demigod. The Flame Reaper has risen from death, and they hunger for the core flames of the gods.
Lies! If such a powerful enemy is indeed a
Exactly! The city of Akuma shows no signs of pandemonium or chaos. And why is that? I beg you, no! This peace we enjoy is no gift of fate. We are able to stand here today only because the Chrysos heirs have stepped up and shielded Akuma from calamity. With her... The Council of Elders claims that Aglaia will one day forsake the people because her divinity is eroding her body and soul. But ask yourselves this. Rather than offering her aid and support, why do they the answer that no one can bring themselves to speak of? A truth stained in blood and buried in greed, fear, and vanity. Allow me to lay it bare before you. It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akuma's history and honor, along with this citizens' assembly we once took so much pride in, are now infested with vermin.
You insolent whelp! How...
It is true that Aglaia has reached her limit. Why? Because she has been working tirelessly to weave the defenses of our holy city against the encroaching evil. All while these vermin, not once has she ever failed Akuma. Yet these vermin attempt to tear her apart, tarnishing her name with they attempt to mislead me and reduce this assembly to a crude standoff between gods and humans. But examine them closely. Beneath all that finery, do you see? Make your judgment. Then turn your gaze to the demigods, whom so many of you regard as cold and merciless. Do you not see the light of humanity in them? And those who wear the mask of humanity, yet utter only hurtful, slanderous words. Can you not see that their souls have been corrupted by power? Yet, no matter what your answer is, and no matter who your vote goes to, rest assured that you have nothing to fear. For Aglaya, Tribios, and I will remain your faithful guardians, and this vow will stay true until the end of a steadfast and unwavering promise that shall...
Absolutely right. This race of heirs have only our best interest.
At the present time, on the scales of Talentum, those who call for the continuation, each faction holds an equal...
As expected. This is the...
And now, it's...
Is there anyone else who hasn't...
No, you're the last. Cast your vote.
I have long since made it.
Very well.
Who will he vote?
The die is cast.
You've done well, Finan. Given the circumstances, delivering a rousing speech to stir up emotions was a prudent move. Thank you all for your patience. On behalf of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany and the scholars of Amphoreus, I, Anaxagoras, am ready to cast my vote. But before that, in the interest of fairness, Lady Goldweaver, I pose a question to you before all who are gathered here. Will you, as Finan has promised, stand by the decision made in the Assembly, regardless of outcome?
In the interest of fairness, I make no promises, lest it should influence your decision.
Very well. I thank you for your honesty.
What's he doing?
The stakes are high. Let's be patient.
Cut the act! Who do you think you are wasting our time?
Lord Anaxa, please.
Rule number 1. Do not call me Anaxa. Rule number 2. Never interrupt me. Silence is golden.
Just vote already. What are you waiting for?
Your vote. Cast your vote.
I cannot help but wonder, is every hardship in the world some...
How else am I supposed to make use of this situation? Oh, Circes. Or... let us journey to the Netherrealm and see how she will substantiate the answer to your question. We need only to follow the sound of the tides.
Phew. Well done, child. Just as I thought. Teacher. What a twist of fate. A blasphemer, raised in the doctrines of the Ved.
I respect you immensely.
You cherish the truth even more. So, child, do not be troubled. shocked by the criticisms I have borne. Do not let those voices hinder you. As the sage of the Venerationists, I am duty-bound to oppose you. But go forth, for the truth is already... Go now, child. And when you reach the end of this journey...
You have my word, sir.
May Circe safeguard your...
You are right, Empedocles. May we meet again.
What are you waiting?
Silence!
Behold, Circes, here at the center of the world. For this place is but one step away from...
Professor, I completed the proof you wanted.
Thank you, Castorus.
The answer is plain as day. My vote goes to the Flame Chase journey and nothing else!
Elder Kindness, I have deciphered the truth of this world.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By carefully and Talentin above, as the Theoros are...
No! Ligus, you can't... Nexa, what have you... I hope you are prepared for the harsh punishment awaiting you.
Have you forgotten? I told you that happens to be one of my rare...
You put on such a grand performance. Just...
Performance? No, you are quite mistaken. If you really understood me, Lady Kindness, you'd realize that I never had any interest in your pathetic little game. Because I, and I alone...
Lady Kindness, with all the citizens here as witnesses, I have observed that Akama has chosen her destiny. This city...
You! It seems not everyone is ready for the assembly to end. By your leave, Lord Luck.
Enter elders and citizens, your attention, please. Stay for a moment. What is this for?
Just moments ago, all of you made a decision, but I regret to say that I still harbor doubts about this outcome. Tell me, who among you dare swear to Kefali's name that Era Nova will truly welcome...
None!
No one? Must not very well. You, the one acting so wise... No? Fine. Next. You, the one with ignorance written...
What are you trying to do?
Useless. Your turn, then. With that smug look of yours.
Hey! Mind your tongue!
So, no one? I see. In that case, Finan, answer me this.
Professor, what are you doing?
Let him continue with his performance.
Will you look at that? Even Finan and Aglaya lack the courage. And what's even more absurd is that no one but I can promise you this new world. And yet, the Assembly passed the resolution anyway. But you needn't worry, because I knew better than to trust you good-for-nothings. That is precisely why I am here today. To give you one final lecture. Now listen up and listen well. I, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, hereby declare... everything that the Flame Chase journey promises is true! Finan of Ides Elysiae, the prophesized demigod who shall succeed Kefali, will reforge each and every one of us in the new world with his complete, intact memories.
What?
The core flame-bearing titans were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday. And the Chrysos heirs who carry the core flames today will become the titans of tomorrow.
All of our souls shall endure for eternity in the miracle of the World Bearer. And all under Kefali's protection shall step into that new world.
This is your blasphemy!
It's impossible.
What? Are you saying that we must bow down to you and worship you? Even enough, you blasphemous imbecile! How dare you try to deceive us with all the—
I told you, don't interrupt me. But since you've asked, I shall be kind and indulge you. My statements are based on my experiments on the divine body of Kefali themselves. You heard me correctly, everyone. With the tacit approval of Kindness and the Council of Elders, I fused my soul with the god through alchemy and learned the truth behind Era Nova.
What is he talking about? Isn't that pure blasphemy?
I, the vile, wretched blasphemer, deserve nothing less than death for my sins. And the Council of Elders, which granted me consent and aided in committing this atrocity.
By the gods, even kind.
The Catholics! We're carefully of hope!
I had no knowledge of his transgressions. He did that on his own. The Council of Elders bears no responsibility. Lord Lygus, as the esteemed Theoros, are you going to simply stand by and allow the Council of Elders to be dragged through the mud?
If the accusation is true, I will acknowledge it. If not, my conscience stands unburdened. Lady Kindness, the reputation of the Council of Elders was not built in a day, nor will it be shattered overnight. Repercussions await those who fool the people, and punishment must be meted out on those who abandon their vows.
You...
Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, I humbly ask that you take on the responsibility of... Considering the circumstances, and in accordance with Akima's codex, as the only demigod among us, you shall rightfully wield this authority.
The honor is mine to bear.
How is this permitted?
Elders and citizens, silence, if you please. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has made his statement clear. First, Elder Kindness of Akima and Lygus the Theoros stand accused of neglecting their duties and in the names of Talantan and Kefali. Akima is to form a committee before the 7th action hour to conduct an investigation and disclose—
Curse you!
Now, concerning Anaxagoras of the Grove of in the names of Talantan and Kefali, the accused—
Professor...
Let him die! Let him die! Let him die! Let him die!
What decision?
Enough with the hesitation, Aglaya.
Let him die!
Then, in light, O Talantan on high.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I bore the name of Castrus while walking among the mortals. And now, I stand as the demigod of death. Welcome to my realm, where the west wind ends. You're still as energetic as always. Did you know? Every flower here was planted by Thanatos himself. These flowers were originally both lifeless and immortal, and it is my duty as the Master of Death to tend to their well-being and foster their growth in this serene haven. Similar to the structured cycle of life and death in the mortal world, these flowers too shall wither and fade, returning to the earth and then ascending to the sky with mist and tide. Eventually, they will descend to the mortal land as gentle rain. Every soul undergoes the perpetual cycle of reincarnation, albeit in varied forms, until the world meets its end. Yet, sadly, there's no time left for Amphoreus to wait for when the flowers bloom. Now, death is the power at my fingertips. It once led the souls of the deceased here, but I shall open the gate of the netherworld in return. In exchange, please, take the core flame of death with you and complete the flame chase journey. Do not let our... Just like the other demigods, I will stay here and embrace my destiny. That being said, it is not easy to guide a lost soul back to the mortal realm. The whispers of death are sweet and alluring. Please consider this a one-time exception. I will do everything in my... And for your life, the only life I can save. I am glad to hear that.
Over here!
I believe in you.
Just forget about all the hardships of the mortal realm. Embrace awaits you.
Lift your chin up high and step forward with us toward tomorrow!
That's right. Keep your eyes on the dawn.
Onward. Show me your courage.
Partner, we shall become heroes together.